Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. You know, everyone loves to say, oh, those dirty politicians, this, that, and the other. But do people really even care? I don't know, sometimes I feel like a crazy person. Like I'm just sitting in an echo chamber, ranting about the Biden crime family, like a damn lunatic. You know, sometimes I question if there's a point to it. Well, if I was a doomer, I'd probably give up. I'd say nothing's ever gonna happen. It's the political elite ruling class. It is what it is. They simply get away with it. They're not held to the same standard as regular folk or political outsiders. We could accept that reality and simply give up, and sometimes, of course, I can feel the black pill encroaching on my mental, but I simply won't do it. We are going to keep hammering this issue relentlessly, non-stop, because again, the President of the United States is a bought and paid for frickin' asset. The most corrupt vice president and president in modern American history. Folks, things are getting real. Recently, the House Oversight Committee finding Joe Biden's little fake pseudonyms, his aliases that he was using to communicate with Hunter Biden. Well, now the National Archives and Records Administration has confirmed 5,400 emails, Biden emails, using those aliases. So we've got thousands upon thousands of Hunter Biden emails that are clearly incriminating, plus another one which dropped today, and now over 5,000 Joe Biden emails about to drop, and possibly a Joe Biden phone call recording. Corrupt, sleepy piss pants Joe might be completely screwed here. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright folks, so take a look at this headline right over here. National Archives has 5,400 Biden emails in which he uses fake names to dish government info to Hunter and others as vice president. The National Archives and Records Administration has admitted that it is in possession of nearly 5,400 emails, electronic records, and documents that potentially show President Biden using a pseudonym during his vice presidency. It was revealed on Monday. NARA confirmed the existence of the trove in response to a June 2022 Freedom of Information Act request by the Southeastern Legal Foundation, a nonprofit constitutional legal group. The request sought emails pertaining to the accounts of Robin Ware, Robert L. Peters, and J.R.B. Ware, pseudonyms the 80-year-old president was known to use in the White House during his time as President Barack Obama's vice president. The Southeastern Legal Foundation on Monday filed suit against NARA for the release of the records, which the group claims may show that Biden forwarded government information and discussed government business with his son Hunter Biden and others. All too often, public officials abuse their power by using it for personal and political profit, or political benefit rather. When they do, many seek to hide it. The only way to preserve governmental integrity is for NARA to release Biden's nearly 5,400 emails to SFL and thus the public. The American public deserves to know what is in them, Kimberly Herman, SFL General Counsel, said in a statement. The group accuses NARA of having dragged its feet since the June 2022 FOIA request and says that not a single email has been produced since the government agency acknowledged their existence just days after the request. So as per usual, what do you think's happening? Joe Biden's, these compromised partisan government agencies are doing everything in their power to protect Joe Biden. So much for the most transparent White House in American history. Give me a freaking break. None of these documents are classified. They're pretty much public record. A legitimate Freedom of Information Act request has been sent through legal channels, yet NARA is refusing to make the emails public. I wonder why government trust is at an all-time low. And who's to say after waiting all this time that the documents that will inevitably have to be released haven't been tampered with? Once again, the question remains, what exactly are they hiding? I wonder what it could possibly be. Robert L. Peters' emails related to Joe Biden's schedule with Hunter Biden tagged have already been made public. I wonder what else Mr. Robert L. Peters was emailing Hunter Biden with an official government email account. Oh, you know it's there. I don't care what anyone says. It is there, they're just not releasing it. Something, eventually, something is going to expose this criminal racket. Speaking of something possibly exposing this criminal racket, supposedly, at least what's currently being reported, there's an apparent secret audio tape of Joe Biden incriminating himself that is to be made public rather soon.
But he hasn't seen the half of it yet. There is an audio tape, I am told, by people in the know, not necessarily in government, not necessarily out of government. I can't say too much, but there is incontrovertible evidence of Joe Biden's corruption that is about to be made public. It's not going to happen tomorrow. It's not going to happen before Labor Day, but it will happen sometime between Labor Day and Halloween. this tape will be made public. I'm not sure by what entity at this point, but once it is heard, Joe Biden will have, well, he'll have only two options. Number one, he will not be able to remain a candidate for the presidency for re-election. It will be over and done with. The only thing that he might be able to do, potentially, but probably not, is remain as president. I am told this tape is that incriminating, and they're worried about it right now at the White House. They know about it. They know it's out there. There may be more than one. And it makes a lot of sense.
Now, of course, let's slow down a little bit here. There's no confirmation of this supposed audio tape, but I think there might actually be an audio tape that gets released at some point here. Not sure if you guys remember, but the former CEO of Burisma Holdings, you know, the one who essentially spilled the beans to the confidential human source that the FBI was using, referenced in the FD 1023 document. As you guys remember, it was alleged that he had multiple recorded phone calls of not only Hunter Biden, but Joe Biden as well. Is one of them going to drop? Chances are it's likely to happen at this point. I mean, when it comes to Biden corruption, there's no more mystery anymore, so none of it would really be surprising. We have Joe Biden emails, Joe Biden phone calls, Joe Biden associates pointing the finger at him. Joe Biden's alibis are all provably wrong. We have possible cell phone geolocation that could tie him to being in the room with Hunter Biden during the infamous Henry Zhao WhatsApp shakedown message, and of course, the FD 1023 document, and of course now Victor Shokin basically confirming the whole damn thing, that Joe Biden and Hunter Biden were hired specifically to get him fired, which he then did using American taxpayer dollars as blackmail against the Ukrainian government. And just to add a little cherry on top, we now have an email sent to Devon Archer with Hunter Biden CC'd on the 2nd of November 2015, right around the time where Joe Biden blackmailed the Ukrainians into firing Victor Shokin, where a man by the name of Vadim Pozarsky essentially lays out the entire plan. Dear colleagues, hope you are well. Thank you for the docs provided. I've analyzed them most carefully and came up with the following observation. The first thing is that the suggested scope of work is largely lacking concrete, tangible results that we set out to achieve in the first place, mostly focusing on the process. Also, it doesn't offer any names of top US officials here in Ukraine, for instance, US ambassador, or Ukrainian officials, the president of Ukraine, chief of staff, prosecutor general, as key targets for improving Nikolai's case and his situation in Ukraine. He's basically laying out the whole plan of who their targets are going to be in the Ukrainian government to further Nikolai and Burisma's case. If, however, this is done deliberately to be on the safe and cautious side, I wonder why they wouldn't be laying out their criminal plans in emails. I can understand the rationale, and if all parties in fact understand the true purpose of the BS engagement and all our joint efforts, it's okay and we should proceed immediately. My only concern is for us to be on the same page related to our final goals. With this in mind, I would like us to formulate a list of deliverables, including but not limited to a concrete course of action, including meetings, communications resulting in high-ranking U.S. officials in Ukraine, U.S. ambassador, and in U.S. publicly or in private communications/comment expressing their positive opinion and support for Nikolai/Burisma to the highest level of decision makers here in Ukraine, President of Ukraine, Chief of Staff, or President Chief of Staff, and the Prosecutor General, who by the way at the time was Victor Shokin. The scope of work should also include organization of a visit of a number of widely recognized and influential current and or former U.S. policymakers to Ukraine in November, aiming to conduct meetings with and bring positive signal/message and support on Nikolai's issue to the Ukrainian top officials above, with the ultimate purpose to close down for any cases/pursuits against Nikolai in Ukraine. There it is. Hunter Biden was brought on for his connections to the White House, his connections to top U.S. officials, to essentially lobby and strong-arm the Ukrainian government into not investigating Burisma. And of course, they got millions of dollars in kickbacks. How much more do we need? Well, apparently 5,400 emails and possibly a released secret recording, an audio tape of Joe Biden basically incriminating himself. We'll have to see. I think we have enough, but I guess we need more. I think more is coming down real soon. I'm going to finish this video like I finish all of them. Joe Biden is a criminal, a bought and paid for asset. He must be impeached immediately. And even beyond that, the guy should be in a prison cell. That's what I got for you guys though. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe to the channel. You know that we would love to have you here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.